Good morning again. This is just a quick addendum to the nail puppet or doll that I just saw in a vision today on June 3rd, 2019. What if the things that I'm seeing now are things that I've seen before at the actual place where I'm seeing this? What if? What if I have some involvement with these dolls? What if I worked in this storage facility and the things that I'm experiencing now in this early morning vision are actually memories of things that's coming to the surface? Again, in this state of being, I'm awakening from a sleep because I was in deep sleep, and then awakening from that sleep, and again that in between worlds, the dream world and this wake world, and there's a bridging between the two, and for whatever reason, upon wakening up, that I'm seeing these dolls. Why these dolls? Why now? These are very, very important questions. I'm wondering, this is going to be a really, really big stretch for me. A really big imagination. But it's just to stimulate more thinking about what's going on. What if I had already been there, and what if I'm part of something? Part of a happening. You have some people who claim that they were used in some type of government program, a research study, military operations. And what if I'm at a location, some hidden space, somewhere, whether under the ground or up in space in some enclosure? Because sometimes it looks like something that's like a big cavity, and then you see an opening, but what the opening is complete darkness, you know? And I always thought it looked like something in space, because it's real dark outside. I'm not sure if I saw stars, but it's really, really, really dark. I'm wondering, is this a parallel, something that's happening parallel to this one? Or just remembering something that astrally, whatever, that I'm a part of? What really happens when you sleep? Many of us, we don't remember everything that happens when we're asleep. Our brain is asleep. But maybe our awareness is being traveled and living in another existence. I don't know any reason for me to see what I see. For me to see what I see, I feel that it's something real. That's something that really exists. And when I was just lying down here and remembering about that puppet show that was used for like teaching, then I started thinking about like there's what they call a super soldier program that comes on YouTube, and uh, the host interviews different people who claim to have been in the program, and he himself claims to have been in the program. What if? Oh yeah, so the dolls, they were like, oh, I'm not sure whether it's a Lutheran show or Mormons, but the people who do those shows, either one, many of them are of Germanic ancestry. And that knowledge to me kind of clicked. I said, I'm wondering if it's a storage room for Germanic people and as lessons to teach the current population, or in particular the children, the same type of shows that I saw as a child. Especially if it's a Lutheran, the Lutheran movement that started in Germany. It's just a thought that came to my mind. What if it is a breakaway civilization that I'm witnessing with my mind, and somehow tapping into storage rooms where these little dolls are stored at? Very, very interesting. I'm really, really interested in knowing, what are these dolls? What are these places? Again, was it 2 days ago or so, I saw the neighborhood, some dwelling place. So it could be a private residency, but it's a humongous one, a mansion. And up front it had those beautiful, fancy brickwork, like a mosaic on the ground, and some circular thing in the center of it, like in some parking lots, you can drive in and out in a circular pattern, and that thing in the center allows them to go around the circle. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. And I saw that look like a lady facing very closely against the wall. Yeah, this place exists. This is the several times I saw this front part of the dwelling. I know I've been there. I've seen it before in the morning visions that I saw. That's the only time that I recognized it, because I saw it before in a vision. I really think these places exist, and very interesting. I think I'm going to get my answer soon about what this place is. And I'm going to check on the internet about that show that I saw as a child, the little puppet show. Yeah, I think it's David and Goliath TV show. Yeah, I'm going to take a look to see if they archive the different dolls. And in particular, the baby girl doll that I saw. I think it's all connected. Yeah, I think it was all connected in the same room. But today's vision was the adult dolls. They all looked like they were standing. Yeah, they were adult heads. They looked like male dolls. My memories, if my memory is correct. Yeah. So that's all that I'm gonna share right now. Take care, guys, and again, let me know any feedback, suggestions to get to answers about what all this is. Thank you again, guys, for listening. Bye-bye. Hi again, this is part 3 to the video that audio video or audio file that I did with regarding the puppet that I saw in today's vision. Yeah, before I forget, also as a child, in the neighborhood that I lived in, the house that I lived in as a child, this is going way, way, way back. It just came to my memory that there used to be this truck. I think it was a white truck. It was a big one. And it was a puppet show. Yeah, it was a white guy. And he's doing a puppet show. And I think it also was about teaching morality. I have to ask my siblings about that, but it was something. And it was supposed to be, entertainment for children. But it is dawned on me. Yeah, I remember that truck. And when I started thinking, like could be the late 60s, early 70s. And this is a black neighborhood. We're a predominantly black neighborhood. It used to be a white neighborhood, and then the whites left. And the family that our family purchased, well, my parents purchased the house that I was raised in. And it was owned by a white physician. He did medicine in that house. And the neighbors were white. Now, by this time, it's mostly black. But, this is the late, when we moved in, it was the late 70s. 1967 when we moved in. I think it was either August or October. I think August. Yeah, I think it was August. And what dawned on me is this. During that time, the racial climate, again, I was a little girl, and I wasn't really exposed to or knew about racism and things like that. But during this time in the 1960s, yeah, it was before he died. It was before Martin Luther King died. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. died in April of 68, and we moved in 67. So maybe 6 or 7 months from that time when we moved in, he would have been assassinated. So things were really going on, were intense racially, the social climate. But here you have a man, a young white man, going in a black neighborhood of hard-working back then, black people, black families were together and were hardworking. You weren't looking for trouble, but you have a young white man coming into a black neighborhood and teach through the puppets. Shouldn't he go into those white neighborhoods, those white people who leave neighborhoods because of a hardworking black family moved in, all the, people beating up men and women and children solely because of their so-called race? Shouldn't you be doing those puppeteering in their neighborhoods? Wouldn't that make more sense? To send the puppet truck in those racist neighborhoods in governments that attack people just because what they look like. And again, back then we didn't have the rap music. We didn't have people wearing those drooping pants and grabbing of the groin and all that so-called male aggression and cheap women. Back in those days, the families were very conservative, usually church-going, very peaceful. We just wanted the American dream and live in a beautiful home. Yeah, all those things. But things were hindering us, and it was not our imagination. Stop sending these dolls into our black neighborhoods. Stop putting in those neighborhoods of those people who run this country, who set up unjust laws against black people. Stop setting those dolls of righteousness, about teaching right from wrong. Go in those neighborhoods. Go in those facilities. What's happening now in black neighborhoods is the aftermath, the after effects of what persecution does. It makes you act out. That's what's happening. So that is just food for thought. And again, let me know your comments about this. What's going on? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.